Hello, happy Friday. What is up, mother truckers? Let's go. We're back. Another live podcast. It's been a couple days. We got some things to talk about. It's going to be a good time. What's up? Hope you guys have. Yo, what's good, Day Walker? What's up with it? Hope you guys are having the best Friday of your entire motherfucking lives. I'm back, bitches. Yo, my clients are so loyal. They come hang out for my podcast. How fucking cool is that? I literally just clicked it. What's up? I want to hear from you guys. Casey, what's good? Sophia, Bear, thank you guys for tuning in. You guys are super fucking loyal. I love it. Happy fucking Friday. What's going on? Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, 5 platforms. You guys know the drill. Another live podcast episode for y'all. So been traveling the last couple days. Hold on, let me lower this. I've been traveling the last few days. I left Florida on Wednesday afternoon. I'm back in New York for my mom's birthday, so it's really cool. Last night we had a kick-ass team Zoom call, so that was really fucking cool. Celebrated my mom's birthday yesterday. Did a couple things. We went to lunch. That was dope. I got a pedicure for the second time in my life, so that was fucking funny. And and then this weekend we got some family coming to town, and it's gonna be a good time. And then today, because this is something that I've been hearing a lot. Coach Sal, I want to stay on track. Right, I'm sure we could all resonate with that to a certain degree. Staying on track in your fitness journey. So let's break that down. And that's what we're going to be covering in today's episode. So let me just make sure that I got my recording shit ready to go, because sometimes it doesn't like to cooperate. And I want to make sure that we get this podcast episode nice and good for you guys. Does it even make sense? I don't know. But whatever, let's hang out. Let's learn some things. And I got a few things that I wanted to share with you. So without further ado, let's get into today's episode in 3. I'm going to X this out. 2 and 1. What is going on, mother truckers? Welcome back to another episode of the Shift Your Mind, Change Your Life podcast. This is your favorite online trainer, Coach Sal. Let's get it. In today's episode, how to stay on track with your fitness journey. And if I sound a little different on the audio, I don't have my podcast mic plugged in because I didn't bring it with me to New York, and I'm back home. I'm back home in the place that I grew up in, so it's super nice to be back with my family and friends. And I'm recording this on a Friday afternoon in my office, and I'm excited to break this down for you guys because staying on track, the mindset to continuously seeing results in your fitness journey, in my personal opinion, is a misconception, and it's a flawed perception of your reality and something that we need to focus on. So if you're struggling to get long-term results in your journey, then this episode is for you. If you are maybe not seeing the results that you want and you want things to really happen and you want to stick to it, then this episode is for you. Because staying on track is honestly not fucking real, in my opinion. And if you're thinking of it that way, you're setting yourself up for failure. And in this episode, we're going to cover exactly how you can conquer that shit forever. And yes, I said forever. Notice how I'm like speaking with energy, because I've been y'all, I get it. And I've spent some time in Texas, which is where I get the y'all thing from, even though it's not really how I normally speak. But that's what it is. Because if you're struggling with the all or nothing mentality right now, I feel you. I've been there. I am you. And I want you to know from personal experience that you don't have to stay there. I'll say that again. You don't have to stay there. You're not doomed. I think a lot of people have a tendency to just write themselves off in their fitness journey and say, you know what? I can't do this. I'm too busy. I don't have the time, right? We've covered that over and over again on this podcast, right? But here's the thing. I'll be 100% honest with you guys. I personally thought I was doomed for a very long time. And throughout my 10 years of being on my fitness journey, I have given up many times. And if you followed this podcast for a little bit, you know that I've talked about that. So the thing to understand is that you're not doomed, because if I've been able to make this change to the point where now I'm a competitive bodybuilder, then why can't you? I'm not saying you have to be a bodybuilder, but what I'm saying is that you could make real lasting change for yourself. It's just about doing some of the right things. And I think a lot of times we psych ourselves out and we think that everything needs to be perfect. I need to have my ducks in a row. I need to have this meal prep, this macro, this training. And Bear, we were talking about that last night. One of my clients, we were going back and forth about just surrendering to the process, and letting go and just finding ways to make it happen. Because if you don't, you won't get there. You simply can't fail if you don't quit. We're going to break that down a little bit more because personally, I think that's arguably the most important piece to our program with our clients is the way that you think about it. Now, if you're on the live, you see me pointing to my head because you guys foundationally understand, hey, I probably need to exercise. I probably need to eat some better foods. Why am I not toning up? Why am I not seeing results? Why am I not losing weight? Why am I not building muscle? Well, if you have a terrible mindset and the way that you're thinking about it every single day, and you're discouraged when you're going to the gym and you don't think about it the right way, you're not enjoying it, then you'll never get the result because every single time you go to do the thing, you end up resenting it. Can you guys resonate with that at all? If you are, and you're here live, let me know and drop some fire in the comments because I want to make sure that you guys are understanding this. Because truthfully, like the title of this episode, staying on track isn't fucking real. You're basically telling yourself that you need to fit in a box and do things a certain way, or you're not going to get to what you want. But here's the thing. If you want to actually see these results long term, right, and you actually want to live a healthy lifestyle for the rest of your days, it's about making it a lifestyle. So then the question becomes, well, how do I do that? So let's break that down here because this is important, okay? But we can make the argument that, yes, staying on track is important, but it's the way you think about staying on track because being successful in your fitness journey is about doing the right things, but also enjoying that. We've been saying that in our community recently too, like, yo, let's make fitness fun again, right? Where did we get this idea that, fitness has to suck? So if you're like viewing, working out as a chore, if you're viewing meal prepping and tracking your macros as a chore, you're looking at it the wrong way and you're setting yourself up for failure. So how do we change that? Well, it's understanding that what you're doing is for yourself. You're building character traits that are going to help you level up into the highest version of yourself. And if you want to live a mediocre life, then this podcast isn't for you, right? And that's what we're talking about today. I'm going to take a quick sip and we're going to keep this going. Does that make sense though? If you guys are resonating with that, let me know. Like if you have certain experiences that you want to share, like feel free to drop it in the chat box and we could talk about that. Because from personal experience, guys, like I firmly believe that living a healthy lifestyle is just a better quality of life. Because from my own experience, there was a lot of times where I was overweight. I was self-conscious in my body. Like, I don't want to say I was addicted to sugar, but like I had a pretty bad sugar addiction. Like I used to do every single day. Like I would have a tub of fucking ice cream at night, like bags of chips, candy. I was like a candy fiend. Like you guys know the watermelon, Sour Patch Kids, those candies. I used to eat bags and bags of them, and I was like super overweight and I felt flabby and self-conscious and I was like so frustrated and lethargic. And I just remember like every single day, like making my lunch of like a ham and cheese with fucking Doritos and mustard. And I'm just like, this sucks. Like, I know I don't even want to eat this, but like part of me like needs it. And I know it's not good for me, but I'm going to keep doing it anyway. And then throughout that cycle, like I have this crippling gym anxiety that I don't know what to do with. I want to be in shape, but like, where do I start? What do I do? And like now being on the other side of that spectrum and saying like, yo, I know all this shit is possible. It really is just the way that you're thinking about it. And I want you guys to just surrender to that and stop putting so much pressure on yourself to perform. Like there really is no pressure. If you just keep approaching every single day with the mentality of like, hey, I want to get a little bit better today. Hey, I want to improve. Like, where could I make an adjustment that's going to serve me? Right? This is important stuff. I'm going to read this comment from Casey because I think this is important to the topic that we're discussing. Because on the call last night, we were talking about that all or nothing mindset, and she's working on getting out of that. And that last point, one bad day does not ruin all your progress, because it doesn't. And Casey, I really appreciate you sharing that. And like, I resonate with that so hard. And like I said earlier in this episode, I've been on my fitness journey for 10 years. And guys, there were periods of time where I stopped, I gave up. Like, and this is what I'm saying. Like, I have given up on myself multiple times throughout those 10 years. It has not been, a linear journey. And Bear, I said that to you last night on our team call, was like, yo, it's been a fucking roller coaster of emotions, and I have quit and I have failed. And that's why I have such conviction being on like this side, I guess you could say now, is because I know it's possible. And we just have to rewire the way that we're thinking about that a little bit and saying that, hey, I'm not meant to be perfect, right? It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to have setbacks. There's going to be adversity and roadblocks in my life. That's expected. You literally just have to expect that and embrace that, you know? But I see so many people are like, well, you know, I have my job, I have my relationships, I'm going on this trip, you know, and there's this going on and this, and that. And we did an episode, I think it was earlier this week or last week. There's always a reason not to work on yourself. There's always a reason or an excuse to justify why you're not taking care of you. But they aren't valid because the only person you're hurting by doing that is yourself. This podcast, this live stream, the content, my coaching program, all the things that I do, it's not for me. It's for you guys and your lives, because I genuinely feel like I have the capability and the platform to provide that insight to people and make a positive change on the world. And that's what we're trying to do. So speaking from my experience, going from somebody who struggled with energy, like I couldn't get off the couch, for a long time. Like when I graduated college in 2019, and I've referenced this before, when I graduated school, I was struggling to get a job. I had like $10 in my bank account. I was in a very toxic relationship and I was like 50 pounds overweight. And then one day I came home and my mom was like, hey, we won a 6-month gym membership to Crunch. And it's free. Do you want to use it? And I was like, I can't even afford a fucking gym membership. You know, and then one day I mustered up the courage to go there. My little fucking gray Adidas t-shirt that like I wore over and over again because it was like the only t-shirt that I felt like I fit good in. And I just felt like so frustrated. Like, you know, when you walk in and you feel like everyone's looking at you and like your face gets red because you just feel like insecure and like your palms are sweaty and your heart starts racing and like no one's really looking at you, but you think everyone in the gym is judging you. I understand that. I've lived that. And now it's like, I'm getting ready for shows where I'm going to be in a fucking Speedo on a stage in front of hundreds of people. And it's fucking crazy. And that's all I'm trying to do is like give you that energy and that motivation and that inspiration to do the same thing for yourself. Again, I'm not saying you have to be in a fucking Speedo. You know, I'm not saying that you have to go do a show, right? But what I'm saying is like we're all capable of a little bit more, you know, and I really want to help pull that out of people because oftentimes we really just self-sabotage and we really like continuously tell ourselves that we're not capable when we are. And then we start to believe that and it becomes programming. And then we think we're these type of people when we're really fucking not. And that's the issue. And that's what we're trying to hammer home. Amy, what's good? You're the main character of your life. 100% fill your cup so you can be your best self for others. Another one of my rockstar clients tuning in to my podcast. You guys are fucking amazing. And I love you guys. I do resonate a lot because, and I've been on both sides. Like I'm not just like sitting up here blowing smoke. Like, you guys could ask my friends and my family. Like I've been overweight most of my life. That's why I got into these things because I probably should record that onto the podcast because this is an important thing too. For those who are new here, I have been overweight most of my life. And you may just come to my Instagram now and see that. And you're like, what do you mean? No, like that is the reality of the situation. I've said it before. My friends growing up used to call me Fat Sal. Like that was literally my nickname in high school. It's fucking crazy. These call me landfill because I fucking just eat like a bottomless pit, you know? And like that, I didn't realize at the time was an eating disorder that I was using to get attention from people. And it was like a coping mechanism that like, I didn't even realize was an issue. And again, it's not something that I got like a diagnosis from, if that even makes sense. You know, it's just something that I was struggling with for a long period of time. So it took a lot of like healing to break through from that. But again, foundational concept of this episode. If I could do it, so can you. And I know that's a little bit of a rant, but simply like staying on track is not fucking real. And yes, Amy, I do agree that high school is some of the most challenging times, but we're past that. And now we just want to keep looking forward. And that's what I want you guys to take from this episode. Like think about it this way, and I'll leave you guys with this because I do have to wrap up and I have another call coming soon. Like we said at the beginning that we're going to break down like how you can actually stay on track without feeling that way. Excuse me. And think about building a house. So for example, there's a house down the block on the street that I live on here in New York, right? And 6 months ago, it was just a lot. There was nothing on it other than grass. Now there is pretty solid house. Every single day, the workers who are building that house show up with the intent to do something, to improve, to build. Your life, your body, your mindset, your reality is the same way. So if you think about that and you just sit in that for a moment and you say, if I could approach my day every single day with the intent to just build, to improve, to stack one brick on top of each other, one foot in front of another, and you just keep going and you don't give up, You can't fail. You can't lose. The problem is the minute it gets hard, the minute we hit adversity, the minute that we have these setbacks, right? Immediately we're like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna go out instead. Maybe I'll get to it next week, right? We do really good like Monday to Thursday, and then maybe you go out, and then Friday you skip your workout, you eat like shit on the weekends, and then you just continuously live this cycle because you think you need to stay on track. It doesn't exist. It's about letting go of that way of thinking and finding ways to continuously work towards that. So for me, one of the biggest things that I had to get rid of was alcohol. I used to drink every fucking weekend. I haven't drank in months and I feel fucking good. And it's not like I'm trying to force myself not to drink. I just don't like it anymore. And like the way that I'm trying to live my life and where I'm trying to go, it just doesn't align with me and where I'm going. And it's the same thing for you guys. You probably could think of something as I'm saying that, man, I really like don't love this thing, but I keep fucking doing it anyway. And that's what's holding you back. Right? Maybe it's a person, a friend, a relationship, a family member, some food, a habit, smoking, drinking, whatever it is. But if you could just find a way to kick that and get rid of it and take it off the table, you'll have more energy, more time, more motivation to go after the things you want. And another point, motivation isn't fucking real. It's a fleeting emotion. So if you're relying on that to serve you long-term in your fitness journey, again, you're setting yourself up for failure. So like action items, takeaways, because staying on track isn't fucking real. And I've said that like 7 times in this episode, but it's not. Understand that this way of thinking will get you the results that you want. This will help you create a lifestyle for yourself that you enjoy. How do you do that? Think of the house analogy that we made. If you can approach your day every single day for the rest of your life, trying to stack one brick on top of another, put one foot in front of the other, and you show up with that intent, that's what we need to be doing. One bad day does not erase your progress, right? Think about that. Just because you have one shitty meal doesn't mean you should give up and throw in the towel forever, right? You could have a good breakfast, a good lunch, and then enjoy. I did it yesterday. I ate good during the day. It was my mom's birthday, and I decided to have a slice of pizza, and I felt guilt-free because I know that today I'm going to wake up and I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to train. I'm going to stretch. I'm going to continue to eat good food, and I'm just going to keep looking forward. And that's all you have to fucking do. Don't quit. Don't give in. Just keep fucking working, right? Like trees take a long time to grow. Flowers, plants, right? Like you think of like a plant garden. That's another. I'm always fucking making analogies here. And look, my clients are here. This is fucking cool. Sophia, Casey, Amy, Bear, I appreciate you guys. I'm going to record this last segment and then I'm going to wrap up because I have another meeting that I got to get to. And I'm going to make one more analogy for you guys because I do think this is important. Garim, what's good? Thank you for tuning in. What's up, Facebook? Drop some fire if you guys are here with me. Okay, so the last point that I'll make on this episode, I love to make analogies. If you've been here for a little bit, you guys know I like to make analogies. Okay, so last analogy I'll leave on this topic today. A garden of plants, of vegetables and fruits, right? How do you approach that garden? Well, every single day you give it water, food, sunlight. Your body, your mind, your life is the same fucking thing. So every single day, understand that these choices you're making are either getting you closer or further. And that is an action that is in your control. Always. Isn't that remarkable? It's liberating, and that should free you in the sense that you're like, wow, I am the creator. I get to do all these things. That's another one too. I'm just fucking putting it out there today, right? It's fitness, living a healthy lifestyle is something that we get to do. It's not something that we have to do. But if you're thinking of it that way, I have to stay on track. I have to cut carbs. I have to do this cardio. Of course, you're going to end up resenting it and burning out, and it's not sustainable. And then you're going to give up, and you're going to go back to your old fucking ways. I've been there. I don't want you to do that. So how do we change that? Reframe, change the way you think about it. If you don't like running, you don't have to fucking run. Walk all day, right? If you like to ride the bike, ride the fucking bike, right? I personally love to lift weights. That's why I'm into bodybuilding. I used to be an athlete. I was a baseball player for a lot of my life, and I attached my identity to that, but I let go of that. And now I surrendered to a new chapter of my life, and it took a lot of work to get to that point, and maybe that's another episode for another day, but simply put, staying on track isn't real. Okay, so understand that. Change the way you think about it, and you will change your life, which is the name of this fucking podcast. Shift your mind, change your life, baby. And that's what it is. So, guys, hope you got some value. I feel like I'm repeating myself a little bit. So don't forget the things that we talked about. Like, I hope you got some notes from this. I've re-listened to it a couple times. You just have to change the way that you think. You can't force the flower to grow. You can't rush the process. Think about the house, think about the garden, and approach your life every single day with that mindset. And over time, it will serve you. That I can pretty much guarantee you. So thank you guys for spending a few minutes with me here today. I appreciate you. Hope you got some value. We'll see you in the next episode. Peace, love, and protein. Let's fucking get it. Boom. I'm out. What'd you guys think? Biggest takeaway in the comments for my clients? Can we get something for you guys? What do you think? We'll do some action steps and takeaways for you guys. What was your biggest takeaway from today's episode? If you want to share, just drop it in the comments. Let me know. If you guys have any questions, I'll give you about a minute here because I want to go get another fucking meal in before my next call. Action steps, takeaways, commitments. Killed it, Amy. I appreciate you. Casey, Sophia, Bear. Thank you guys for tuning in. You guys are fucking amazing. Anything else over here on TikTok? One bad day doesn't ruin your progress, and it doesn't, Sophia. 100%. I 1,000% agree. I just said 1,000% 3 times. Cool. So that's what it is. Any questions before we wrap this up on this episode? Jenny, what's good? What's good? That's all I got for y'all today. And also, if you guys are confused on where to catch these replays, go to Spotify, type in SV Fitness, shift your mind, change your life. That's what it is. Taking fast food out of my life, and it makes me feel like shit. I want to make sure I'm prepared when I leave the house, and that's all it is. Fast food, McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, Taco Bell, it's all processed shit. It's not good stuff for you. Like, we put things into our bodies that are not good, and we know they're not good, and we continue to do that anyway. Casey, we're making that commitment that once you do that, you're not only going to look better, you're going to feel better, you'll have more energy, clearer skin, improve mood, improve confidence. Everything just goes up here. It fucking skyrockets. So maybe like right now we're here, you want to go here. The gap right there is all things you know you need to do. The only way out is through. Only way out is through. So cool. Casey's taking out fast food. Amy, start now, improve your life, moving forward instead of backwards. Give yourself grace 100%. Day Walker, it was interesting to hear staying on track wasn't real. You made all that make sense and clear, bro. I appreciate you 100%. Small things amount over time every single day. Every single day. And that's why I really wanted to hammer that home. It's just here. It's just right here in your head. You just got to implement it 100%. Nothing's stopping you. We are our worst fucking critic. Messy fucking action 100%. We are our worst critic. So think about that. You could be a prisoner to your habits, or you could be free and you can get everything you want. That's just a fucking choice. And that should liberate you today on this beautiful Friday. So take that energy with you here today. I hope I was able to make an impact for you. Thank you guys for tuning in. Have the best fucking day of your entire lives. See you guys soon. Peace.